All right, let's add to this. So income, we were saying before, our income, we have two sources of income. We have a job that's paying us some money, and we have an Etsy store. I want to add more detail to this. When you're building a spreadsheet, often you're going to need to change not just the numbers, but the structure. In order to accommodate new information or looking at things a different way. I'm going to go back and do that again slowly. In this case, we want to add some columns in between. So I'm going to go to the column, my starting point, and I'm going to decide whether I want to add a column of, a row. I want to add a row. I want to add 2 rows so I can add in information for my job and for my Etsy store. Pick your starting point. I'm going to pick this row and decide whether I want to add a row above it or below it. When I've decided on the row number, when I'm going to move my mouse over to the row number and right click. You'll get a menu. Again, there's more than one way to do this. I'm just showing you one easy way right now. When you right click, you're going to get another menu of choices. And I see a choice that I like here. Insert 1 row below. Click that. And now, instead of the 1 blank row, I've got 2 blank rows. Actually, I want to add 1 more row. I'm going to do it with the trackpad this time. I'm going to move the mouse cursor over row 3. I'm going to right click, and that's going to give me a menu of choices. And now I'm going to say I want to enter 1 more row below. Now I've got 2 new rows that I've added. Let's add some text, some labels in here for our income sources. I'm going to click in A2 because that's where I'm going to enter information next. I am going to hit the space bar a couple of times because I just like the way that it looks. Little indentation. Of course, again, other ways to do it, but we're going to keep it simple. 2 spaces, and I'm going to type job. When I'm done typing, we close the cell by hitting enter. Let's add Etsy. I'm going to hit the space bar 2 times, type Etsy. Hit enter. Now I've got 2 new spaces for income. Let's go put some numbers in there. So I'm going to go over to job and enter, let's see, we'll go back to the 4,000. And for the Etsy store, let's say this month we had 500. We'll work with some even numbers right now so you can see what it looks like. The total is at the top. I don't want the total at the top here. I want the total down here. So I'm going to put a label here. I'm going to hit the space bar 3 times now. Type in TOTAL. Hit enter to close the cell. Notice every time you hit enter, it moves you down to the next cell. And you can tell it's moving you down because the cell that's active, the cell that you're working in, has a blue border. Let's go over here to total. And actually first, I'm going to get rid of this because I don't want the total to be above the numbers. I want it to be below. So I'm going to hit delete. Look at what happened here with leftover. Oh no, our formula's messed up because we deleted that. That's okay. Everything can be adjusted. We're going to come back to that. I'm going to click in the cell next to total, and I'm going to put a formula here that adds this and this. So we'll get our total income. In fact, you know what? I'm going to even edit this to say total income. So I'm going to double click, and now I have the blinking line. That means I can type. Let me type another word, total income. So I know exactly what is in this cell next to it. Labels are important. So you know what the numbers mean exactly. Because total could just mean anything. Could have been the total left over, could be total expense. But let's make our labels as clear,